Om Shanti. Good morning, Diamond morning, and happy Sadhguru Day to everyone. Today Baba is teaching us all the benefits of having yoga and how to be able to raise a hand. So let's listen to Baba's sweet versions of the 27th of April, 2023. In the essence, Baba says, sweet children, only by having yoga will you receive the strength to remove your old habits of many births and imbibe all the virtues. Therefore, remember the Father as much as possible. Question. Which race are you children now running? When do you get tired of this race? Answer. You children are now racing to become the beads of the rosary of victory. In this race, some children run very well, and others become tired. The reason for becoming tired is that they do not pay full attention to the study. Your manners do not become reformed either. There is doubt as to whether such children will be able to stay here in the future. Because of being influenced by lust or anger, you have tiredness, and you then say that you are unable to climb anymore, that you will see whatever happens. This too is a wonder. And Song of Baba's Murli. Someone made me belong to him and taught me how to smile. Om Shanti. God speaks. It has been explained to you, children, that neither human beings nor deities can ever be called God. There is just the one God, whose temples continue to be built. He is called Shiva or Somnath. He comes and says to you, children, sweet children, remember me in that home of mine. I am the resident of the supreme abode. I come here and enter this body to tell you what he comes to tell us. You have to remember me in the place to where you have to return. It isn't that you have to remember me here. I have come here to connect the intellects of you children in yoga with that place. Oh, children, remember me in my home, the supreme abode. You children now, Baba says, you children understand how each one's sanskars in this Tamoguni world are so different. Those who imbibe knowledge well would surely be called good. Some are such that no matter how much you beat your head, they just don't reform themselves. They don't follow Srimad. It is understood of them that they are great sinners like Ajamil. If someone doesn't study, or he or she will become degraded. If someone doesn't study, he or she will become degraded and attain a low status. There are three types of status: highest, middle, and lowest. For those who don't follow Srimad, it would be said that they are even worse than the greatest sinner, Ajamil. They have been committing such sins for birth after birth. Although this may be a good birth for someone and not so good for someone else, everyone can go very high. And how can everyone go very high? Baba says, by studying. Back to the Murli. You children now know how you have been around a cycle of 84 births. We are studying to claim a high status in the future. The Father says, look at your behavior in the mirror of your heart. Baba repeatedly tells you children, reform your behavior. Those who believe that they are becoming worthy of heaven also make others the same. There is a lot of difference in their behavior. You have to show the manners of a deity here. By showing devilish behavior, your status will be destroyed. In fact, all of us were buried in a graveyard. Ravan has buried us in a graveyard. The Father comes and removed us from those graves. The world is a graveyard at this time, and Bharat is number one in that. At first, it was the number one land of angels, Farishta in brackets, and it is now the graveyard, Kabirista in brackets. The Father explains, look at your face. Are you worthy of interacting in a divine way? Do you believe that you are following Srimad? Are you developing virtues the same as Mama, Baba, and the special children? Let alone lust, check. Do I have an evil spirit of anger in me? Both of these evil spirits are very bad. With anger, you burn one another. It is a very big enemy. You have to chase it away. Check. Do I have any defects in me? If I am not following Srimad, I would totally destroy everything. And everything in brackets means all truth. Srimad is received by you so that you souls become good, and that then becomes imperishable. Unless there is yoga, there cannot be any reformation. The more you remember Baba, the more strength you will receive. If you don't imbibe virtues, Maya will slap you at every step. Someone would promise that he will not become angry, but 5 minutes later, he would then become angry. Strong habits of many birds have been formed, and so it does take time to remove them. These evil spirits have to be totally controlled. Greed and attachment are their little children. The evil spirits of the vices are also number-wise. First of all, there is impure arrogance, and then there is lust, anger, etc. No one else can give these teachings. Therefore, children, become soul conscious. Remember the incorporeal one. Sannyasis consider themselves to be the supreme soul. They say that each soul is the supreme soul. The Father says, you are bodiless souls, not bodiless supreme souls. How could there be so many supreme souls? God is beyond birth and death. He is called the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. He sits here and says to you, children, now make effort quickly. Death can come at any time, and you won't be able to do anything. There will continue to be many types of accidents. Calamities are also about to come. Whilst saying today, tomorrow, you may die. And you won't be able to claim a status. Worthy children are obedient and faithful to Shiv Baba. The Father knows all the children. Ravan has made everyone completely dirty. This is called the devil world. He is now making you into deities. You will become that if you follow Srimad. They teach children at school, and they also teach them manners. You learn manners here too. The main thing is divine behavior. Impure arrogance is very bad. It makes everyone fall. You then become body conscious again and again. The Father says, consider yourselves to be souls and remember me, and you will come to me. Maya has cut off everyone's wings. No one can go back home. Otherwise, souls can fly so fast. However, no one can go back to the supreme abode. No one except the purifier Father can take anyone back to the incorporeal world. Nor can anyone go to the pure, corporeal world. So Baba says, no one except the Father can take anyone back to the incorporeal world, nor can anyone go to the pure corporeal world. People don't understand the coming and the going. Baba says, since destruction is to take place, the Father will take everyone back like a swarm of mosquitoes. What will happen then? They don't understand anything. The Father has come to establish the original eternal deity religion of the new world. No one understands that the God of the Gita established the kingdom of Lakshmi and Narayan. At the time of the Mahabharata war, Rudra truly created the sacrificial fire of knowledge, from which the flames of destruction emerged, and the world was destroyed. Those to whom he taught Raj Yoga became Lakshmi and Narayan, the kings of kings. You know, we are studying with God. We are studying and becoming the masters of heaven. Previously, there was the Christian kingdom, in brackets government. Now, the people of Bharat believe that they are the masters. However, you know that you become the masters of the whole world. The Father himself comes and changes human beings into deities. It isn't in anyone's intellect how or when he changed human beings into deities. Although they study the Granth, that is the scripture of the sea, they don't understand anything. You can now explain to them. You children have to imbibe divine virtues and follow Srimad. Otherwise, your wings will be broken. When you imbibe knowledge fully, you will also develop divine manners. All human beings are body conscious. They have one defect or another. The Father explains to you very well. God speaks is also mentioned in the Gita. He says, O children, I have come to teach you You are becoming judges and barristers, etc. I have come once again to make you into the masters of heaven. I am the creator of heaven. I come and make you, children, into the masters of heaven every cycle. At this time, you are becoming greatly fortunate. This play is like that. Maya makes you unfortunate. It is number-wise. Some are 100%, others 90%, others 80%. The more someone studies, the more he is able to show that. You have to have the concern to be treated as number one in the rosary of Rudra. When those students are transferred, they go from one class and sit in another class. They receive a number according to the marks they receive. Then they are transferred accordingly. Here, too, you souls study and become threaded in the rosary of Rudra number-wise. Their souls, their referring to souls, genealogical tree is big. Then from there, you will become the rosary of victory of Vishnu and sit on the throne number-wise. You are Brahma Kumars and Kumaris, but at this time, there is no rosary of you because a race is taking place. Today, someone is racing ahead very well, and tomorrow he stops running. Today he calls him father, and tomorrow he divorces him. Many have doubts. They neither study nor imbibe manners, and so they become distressed and then try to run away. They divorce Baba. There are some children at many centers who believe that they have become tired, that they won't be able to climb anymore. And then they say, whatever is going to happen will be seen, ... The number one enemy, lust, causes a lot of trouble. Even those with anger become troubled and then divorce the father. It is a wonder. The bridegroom, the God of the devotees, comes to teach you, to make you into beautiful flowers, and yet you divorce him. The father, the bridegroom, never divorces anyone. The brides divorce him. What do they do after? The brides divorce him. And Baba says they run away. And so what can the father do? The father says they become traitors. The father says, I am your bridegroom. I have come to make you into empress of heaven. I have come to remove you from this jail of Ravan. And where does he take us? When he removes us from the jail of Ravan? What's this? Where does he take us when he removes us from the jail of Ravan? He says, I take you to the cottage free from sorrow. I take you to the cottage free from sorrow.
But the transfer?
In spite of that, you don't follow Srimad. and you go to Ravan's side. Many people turn back from their pilgrimages. They don't go with honest hearts. In the first place, Baba is now taking you on a spiritual pilgrimage. You know that souls will shed their bodies and go back to the supreme abode. They will then go and claim their status according to the effort they made. You can understand what status you will claim according to your behavior. On the path of ignorance too, some children are obedient and follow their father's orders, whereas others cannot see clearly. It is the same here. No matter how much you explain to them, they don't stop being stubborn. Baba says, there are such unworthy ones too. They don't understand what status they will receive under those conditions. Baba repeatedly explains to you, but you still forget. When they are in the jail of a womb, they make promises to change. But when they come out, they become as they were before. Here as well, some children are such that nothing sits in their intellects. It is number wise. It can be understood whether some is a godly nightingale or not. It is always the worthy children who remain engaged in doing service that climb into the heart. You know that you have sacrificed your body. Why should you keep it? The mother and father don't tell you to do service day and night. You may rest for 8 hours and do service for 8 hours. For the remaining 8 hours, remember the Father. It doesn't take long to explain the pictures to anyone. That Shiv Baba is your Father, and we incorporeal souls are his children. Baba says, have you ever heard the name of the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul? Truly, the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul sits here and establishes the new human world through Prajapita Brahma. He makes the old world new. You receive property from that Godfather. You receive property from that grandfather. So he says, simply remember me. All devotees remember that Father. And they say like this, come and liberate us from this sorrow. He comes and enters Brahma to give you children. When he enters Brahma, what does he give us children? He says, your inheritance. Back to the Murli, he says, I will make you souls pure through this one, teach you knowledge and yoga for the kingdom, and take you back with me. Then from there, I will send you to heaven. Those who do something receive the reward of it. The Father explains so much. The ways and means of the Father are unique. Look how he grants salvation to everyone and how he establishes the kingdom. This is why he is praised. The world doesn't know at all how the Father gives Srimad or what he changes us into from what we were. Therefore, you should remember such a Father. By following his directions, you will become like Lakshmi and Narayan. It has been said that even if Brahma were to come down, it is the same here. Some don't even know Shiv Baba at all. Simply by saying Mama, Baba, no one can climb into their hearts. Mama and Baba know who belong to them and what they will become. What will you become if you don't study? Everything can be understood. So if we don't study, Baba said it just a while ago, if we don't study, what can happen? Baba says, everything can be understood from each one's activities. He said it as behavior just now. There isn't any other study from which you can tell how you experience 84 births. I am teaching you Raj Yoga to make you into future prince and princesses. This father also says, therefore, you should make effort. The whole kingdom is being created now. It isn't that if you fail once, you will be able to study again. A kingdom is being established here. You are given a vision of all the different types of status. This is why you should follow Srimad. The directions of Brahma are also well known. There are the directions of Shiva. You are not going to receive directions from Shri Krishna. There you simply experience your reward. There everyone has good directions anyway. There is just a question of a high or low status. The king is the king, and the subjects are subjects. An obedient child is one who follows Srimad and makes full effort and glorifies the Father's name. Acha, okay. Bab, that is love, remembrance, and good morning to the sweetest, long lost and now found children. After giving love and remembrance, Baba asks you children, who are the decoration of the Brahmin clans, the spinners of the discus of self-realization? Tell me, do you love Shiv Baba as high as the sky or as high as the Brahm element? Tell me how much each of you loves me. Such a sweet question. Acha, the spiritual father says, Namaste to the spiritual children. So how much do we love Shiv Baba? You know, if you ask a little child, how much do you love a parent? They will raise their hands up and down, like from the sky down or wide out, saying how much. So today Baba says, do you love Shiv Baba as high as the sky or as high as the Brahm element? Tell me how much each of you loves me. Acha. The spiritual father says, Namaste to the spiritual children. Essence for dharana points to practice for today. First point, become a godly nightingale and glorify the Father's name. Imbibe knowledge and make your manners very good. Second point, the race to be treaded in the rosary of victory. Never become fed up or tired of Brahmin life. Constantly follow Srimad. Baba's blessing for today. May you experiment with the power of silence, using the instrument of pure thoughts, and become an embodiment of success. Special instrument to use for the power of silence is pure thoughts. With this instrument of pure thoughts, you can see whether you want to become an instrument of success Experiment with this on yourself first. Experiment with it on any illness of your body. And see how, with the power of silence, any karmic bondage will change into a form of a sweet relationship by using the power of silence. Any strong bondage of suffering, of karma, will be experienced to be like a line of water. You experiment with the power of silence on your body, mind, and sanskars, and become an embodiment of success. I have a slogan for today. Become a lamp of the clan and glorify the name of the Brahmin clan with the light of your awareness. Om Shanti. So Baba wants us to follow Srimad and imbibe divine virtues so that we can have divine manners. And he teaches us the benefits of the power of silence today. So let us take some point and imbibe them.